Yeah, I think that was a perfect ending. You know, it was fan appreciation day, our last game here. You know, it wasn't an easy game, but we came back. And, of course, Josh, the big home run. He's done that I don't know how many times this year, you know, key home runs. But it's not just him. You know, there's a lot of guys in that room who having big years and some real clutch hits. And, yeah, it was a perfect ending for our home season this year. It really was.
After the first swing, did you just get get the feeling that he's going to get a hold of one, and if he does, this thing's over?
Well, he's one of those guys. I mean, he takes a rip every time he's up there, and you know, you always have that feeling with him. You know, with Batista, Eddie, those guys. I mean, that's what they do for a living. You know, and they're the best at it. So yeah, I mean, I've said many times, you never feel out of a game because we got some pretty good power hitters in that lineup. But yeah, he's dangerous. But you know, he's got that flair for the dramatic. He really does. He's done that so many times this year, and I mean. You know, that was ended up being the game-winning hit, but don't forget the play he made at third base too. That go-ahead run sitting out there, so that was huge too. So yeah, he's had a tremendous year, like you know, so many guys in that room, and it was fitting today.
And Josh will join us here in the interview room after Gibby.
What a letdown!
Can you compare what this last day of a regular season feels like at home compared to your other years here?
Yeah, that's funny too. Well, it's the first time we're going to the postseason since I've been here. You know, 20 plus years. A lot of guys have been in this chair, and you know, same feeling. Yeah, it's totally different. Usually, you know, you get this feeling. It's kind of a sad day. You know, disappointing day in a lot of ways since I've been here. You know, the season, whether we end at home or not, you know, the season's drawn down to a close and you're going home, and that's, you know, everybody's goal is to get to the postseason, and this year we're going to do it. So yeah, it's totally different feeling, and it's exciting, and you know, you feel the crowd. I mean, they've been into it for a month and a half now, and that drives you.
John, you're in top spot in the American League right now. What, for you, does home field advantage mean through the postseason?
Well, I mean, I think that's big for anybody who gets that. You know, we've been so good at home too. You know, we're basically known as a hitting club. That's what we do. So it's a great ballpark to hit in. And there's a lot of good ones in the American League, but some of the other teams are in contention is not quite like this. So that would be huge. But we'll play every game out and try to win that game, and then see where it's all at the end.
Gib, Burley's stuff, velocity-wise, was lower than usual. It was 82, topping out, sitting 80 or so. I wonder what you saw out of him, and then also, did you consider maybe sending him back out to the seventh and just pulling him after just to give him a little moment with the crowd in the home finale?
Well, I'm a sentimental guy, but that didn't register with me. I mean, we're trying to win the game. So my apologies then. But you know what, he's gutting it out. I mean, like he always does. This time of year, you know, you look back on his career, and you know, every year he's throwing all those innings. I mean, normally at the end of the year, I mean, you see the wear and tear on him. But he did what he does best. You know, I mean, the 2-run home run was, you know, he hurt there. I think he hung a change up. But other than that, you know, I mean, they made some contact. He had a few strikeouts, but he managed the ball game. You know, he kept us in there, and then our offense took over, and the rest of the bullpen was great. So I'll apologize to him.
Still with Burley, John, 8.2 innings he needs for his 15th consecutive 200-inning season. I mean, do you think about that going into next start? If he doesn't get it, would you see a scenario where you maybe try to get him in for an inning or two in another game? And then secondly, to the postseason, he's got the experience. I mean, how much do you weigh that to, you know, if you're going to start him or play him in the playoffs?
Well, you know, we don't know what's going to happen in the postseason yet, but, you know, yeah, I'm well aware, you know, every year. I mean, it is the last 2 years, been kind of cutting it close as it is, you know, and he's then you get down his last couple starts, and we always, you know, it's just for who he is and what he's accomplished. That's important to us. I mean, it's very important to him. So I always look at that and say we need this and needs that. But you know, I mean, the bottom line is you're trying to win the game. You know, you can't. as much as you'd like to, you can't let your heart get in the way of your head. And what's he need now? I mean, after 8.2? Well, his next start's Friday. And then there's 2 games after that. I mean, if we're sitting in a good spot and things are, he might be able to come back, throw a couple innings Sunday in the starting role. Who knows? I mean, might be a little far-fetched, but it's possible. I mean, if Means getting it and, it doesn't affect what we're trying to do either. And, it could happen. So it's incredible run he's had in his career.